Recently, Super Microcomputer Incorporated, SMCI, felt like it was strapped to a roller coaster in a thunderstorm. Shares briefly dipped 2.1% to $45.20, weighed down by broader tech sector headwinds, think hawkish Fed minutes, cooling semiconductor demand, and investors simply taking profits off the table after a torrid run. It was the sort of pullback that makes momentum traders reach for their stress balls. But then, as if someone flicked a switch, SMCI ripped higher on Friday, posting a 44.3% weekly gain, its best performance since November. That wasn't just a rebound, it was a full-blown reverse suicide dive into a victory cannon. Bulls pointed to a flurry of upgraded analyst ratings, a surprise beat on quarterly guidance, and renewed chatter about enterprise AI data center builds, fueling an exuberant rally reminiscent of a buy-the-dip party that nobody wanted to miss. Year-to-date hero, SMCI's 48.7% YTD ascent. Zooming out, SMCI is now up 48.7% since January 1st. To put that in perspective, if you'd invested $1,000 on January 2nd, you'd be staring at nearly $1,487 today, enough extra for a midweek weekend getaway. This year's run has outpaced most peers in the server and storage space, driven by a perfect storm of AI spending, aggressive capacity expansions from cloud providers, and healthy backlog orders that stretched well into next year. Investors have also applauded SMCI's leaner cost structure, streamlined manufacturing in Taiwan and the US, bulk component purchasing agreements, and better supply chain management have boosted gross margins by roughly 150 basis points compared to last year. That margin uplift, combined with robust revenue guidance, has given the share price rocket boosters for the YTD rally. Why the AI server market is the next gold rush. At the heart of SMCI's bull case is the AI server market, a niche that's quickly morphing into mainstream computing. Unlike traditional servers that crunch database queries or host websites, AI servers are tailor-built to process massive neural networks. They boast racks of GPUs, graphics processing units, or custom accelerators, super-fast interconnects, and liquid cooling to tame the heat from relentless matrix multiplications. Here's why demand is exploding: model monumentality. Training today's large language models, think ChatGPT-sized or bigger, devours teraflops of compute and petabytes of data. Every incremental improvement, from sharper NLP to more realistic generative art, requires exponentially more hardware. Inference everywhere. Once models are trained, they're deployed in cloud services, data centers, and even edge devices, from smart cameras to autonomous vehicles, fueling a secondary wave of infrastructure spend. Carbon crunch: enterprises want high performance without staggering energy bills. Liquid-cooled AI servers/power usage effectiveness, PUE. By up to 40% versus air-cooled designs, making them both greener and cheaper to run over the long haul. Put it all together, and you've got a market that's less a ripple and more a crashing wave of corporate tech budgets redirecting themselves into AI projects. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Size and speed, market projections through 2026 and beyond. Analysts peg the global AI server market at roughly, with forecasts stretching to $50.7 billion by 2029, a blistering CAGR of 26.5% from 2024 to 2029. Even the most conservative estimates expect high teens annual growth through at least 2026, underpinned by cloud hyperscaler expansions and corporate digital transformations. 2025, $38 to $40 billion, projected. 2026, $48 to $52 billion, projected. 2030. $143 billion, some forecasts. These numbers translate to double-digit unit shipment growth. For instance, shipments of high-end AI servers are estimated to leap from 639,000 units in 2024 to 1.32 million in 2025 alone. In short, There aren't enough AI servers on Earth to service the insatiable appetite of data-hungry algorithms. SMCI's playbook, why it's poised to cash in. Supermicro isn't just another box mover in this bonanza. The company's key advantages include modular, liquid-cooled platforms. SMCI's patented direct liquid cooling (DLC) racks let customers stack GPUs so densely that a single rack can host dozens of A100 or H100 GPUs, and keep them stable without a whirring hurricane of fans. Speed to deployment. Their build-to-order model can field a custom AI cluster in weeks, not months, a vital edge when every day of training costs hundreds of thousands of dollars in cloud fees. Geopolitical diversification. With assembly lines in the US, Taiwan, and the Netherlands, SMCI sidesteps potential export restrictions and keeps inventory flowing to customers worldwide. Imagine a scenario where a breakthrough AI drug discovery model needs retraining overnight. Life sciences firms can order an SMCI GPU pod at 6 p.m., have it live in their private cloud by 7 a.m., and begin training by breakfast. That's the kind of responsiveness that big pharma, financial institutions, and national labs are willing to pay a hefty premium for. From share price to stratosphere, the 100 times dream. Can SMCI really deliver 100 times returns over the next several years as AI goes supernova? Let's play with the numbers. Revenue ramp. 2024 revenue, $8.5 billion, approximate, CAGR, 30%, driven by AI server growth. 2029 revenue, $8.5 billion times 1.30, carat 5 is almost equal to $31 billion. Margin expansion, projected by 2029, 25%, thanks to economies of scale and higher ASPs. Valuation, if SMCI trades at a PE of 40, justifiable for a high-growth AI play. The 2029 share price could hit high. Blockbuster studios rendering next-gen CGI scenes in hours instead of days, thanks to SMCI GPU clusters crunching trillions of pixels in parallel. Financial flash trading, hedge funds backtesting millions of trading strategies overnight, using ML models hosted on SMCI racks to find the perfect arbitrage between Tokyo and New York markets. Autonomous farm fleets, swarms of AI-driven tractors and harvesters communicating in real time with edge AI servers in agricultural co-ops, optimizing yields based on satellite and IoT sensor fusion. These aren't sci-fi dreams, they're unfolding today, powered by SMCI's hardware. Picture an AI researcher so desperate for GPU time they've camped outside an SMCI warehouse overnight, like fans lining up for concert tickets. Only here, the mosh pit is server racks, and instead of t-shirts, you get liquid-cooled GPU nodes. Or imagine a startup CTO bragging, "We didn't choose SMCI for the logos. We chose them because our last server room went up in smoke," literally. Risks and reality checks. Of course, there are speed bumps, supply chain snarls. A surprise TSMC yield issue could bottleneck NVIDIA chip supplies, delaying SMCI deliveries. Competitive pressures. Dell, HPE, and Cisco are not napping, they're rolling out edge-focused AI appliances and cloud-integrated bundles to undercut pure-play server vendors. Macro headwinds. If enterprise capex retreats under recession fears, AI projects may get postponed, squeezing near-term bookings. SMCI's diversification across geographies and customer segments provides a buffer, but no one's immune to a global tech slowdown. Fear God, and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey His law. For His commandments are sure and His word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.